Hello, ladies. We are live for module number 2. Module number 2. And today we're going to go into selling over email. Selling over email. Yesterday we talked about how to sell on social media. And there is a whole heap of strategies for selling on social media. I cannot cover it all in a single module. So if you want to go even deeper into that particular subject, get in to Slay Social Media. That's the program that you want to be a part of if you want to go deeper into selling on social media in particular, the energetics of it and the strategy of it. Slay Social Media. Message me, I'll give you a link for that. Today is all about selling on the emails, how to sell via email. And what I hear from a lot of people is either absolute aggression with the fact that email is dead. Social media is where it's at. Email is dead. And then there's the people who are unsure and they're like, Cassie, so I heard that like email is dead and stuff. So should I even bother with email? Should I just stick to social media, my website? Like, what should I do? Here's the truth. Email is far from dead. Email is actually getting better than it has ever been before. It's still a very strong driver of sales for me, more so than it ever has been in the past. Social media, also huge driver of sales for me. It's more than it is email. Like I get more sales from social media than email, but I get a lot of sales from my emails, and the level of sales that I'm getting today are so much higher than what they were even a year ago. So email, absolutely not dead. It just continues to get better and better. But like anything, you have to know how to use it. You have to know how to use the tool for the tool to work. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Oh, thank you, Catherine. Good morning, Tish and Anna and Amy, Limomi. Hello, ladies. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so I want to tell you a little story about email and how impactful it can be. So back, I don't even know the year now, but 10 years ago, something like that, a little more than 10 years ago, I got into blogging. I had this blog. It was called Mrs. January. I don't even know. It might still exist somewhere. I don't know. I sold it a couple years ago. But Mrs. January was intended to be an online like diary for me. It's basically what it was. And eventually my diary entries started to, because it was all about my life and what I was doing, I started to share about my adventures in the world of saving money and couponing. And eventually I started to get a lot of questions from people when I would post my hauls, where I would come home from the store and I would have like, 12 bottles of mustard and like 18 packs of, I don't know, soap or something. And it was like, I paid $6 for all of this. And I started to get a lot of questions from people saying like, oh my God, like how are you doing that? Teach me your ways. I want to know how to do that. So I started to talk a lot more about couponing and saving money with coupons and getting free things with coupons and sometimes without coupons. And eventually the website shifted from being a personal diary sharing the adventures of Mrs. January, which was born in January, so that's why it was called Mrs. January. If I knew that it was going to turn into a couponing website, I would have picked a sexier name for it, but it still worked, so it's all good. So eventually it turned into a couponing / frugal living website, and it went on to become, over the years, one of the top blogs in all of Canada for coupons and frugal living, saving money and making money and all that kind of stuff. So what I had to do what I had to do to bring in money, because at first it was just a diary. I was like, I don't plan to make money from this. It's just me sharing my thoughts and my adventures. And then it was like, okay, no, this can actually make me money. This hobby of mine can make me money. What do I need to do? How do I do that? Right? I was seeing all these other people talk about how their blogs were making them thousands of dollars a month. And I was like, I want thousands of dollars a month. Teach me, show me. And so I started to read up on how to make money from your blog, like how to make money blogging. And what I discovered and what I then implemented in this website was advertising. So there was, I don't know if they still do it, probably, but Google had this script or something where you like take the code or script, whatever you want to call it, and you put it on your website, and then it will populate ads on your website. And whenever somebody clicks on one of those links from the ad, you get paid a certain amount. It wasn't very much. It was less than $1 in most cases. So I started with that, and then the blog started to make, $1 a day, $2 a day, $5 a day. Like, it started to steadily grow as my audience grew. Then I started to, as I was continuing to learn about making money blogging, I started to learn about affiliate marketing and promoting products that would pay a percentage, right, if somebody bought it. And I started with Amazon because it was the easiest. Everybody was familiar with it. Everybody was already shopping on Amazon. It was the most no-brainer. Of course, let's give this a go. And then I started making money through affiliate marketing on my website. So I would post about a deal on Amazon. It wasn't just buy this thing from Amazon and I get a commission. It was, this is a deal. So I would always be deal hunting and shopping around for like incredible savings. And then I would post that on our blog and use my affiliate link, and people would purchase the item with my affiliate link and I would get a commission. Again, very small commission, but over time it started to grow. Then I discovered email marketing. I knew about email marketing only because I was receiving it, but I didn't realize that it was something I could actually participate in myself and make money from. So I did a lot of research, a lot of blog reading. I mean, I was super cheap and frugal back then, so there's no way I was ever gonna pay for a course or something on it, even though there was lots of them. So I would look for all the free tips and the blog posts and the YouTube videos all around email marketing. And I did all right. It took me a long ass time to figure it out, but I got there. And I learned some things about email marketing. And then I started to post our deals, and we had deals going up on the blog multiple times a day, sometimes dozens of times a day. If there was a really big sales day or a freebie day or what have you. So we would send multiple emails every single day of the week. Eventually it became too much for me and I had to hire people to help me. So when I say we, that's what I mean. And so we would send these emails, and in the emails, it would be like, the subject line would be very like, hurry up and get this. This deal is like, get a free, I don't know, Tide laundry detergent sample or something, and you'd be amazed at how crazy people go for these teeny tiny free samples. And I would post free sample from Tide, limited quantities, link inside or something like that. So people would see it, and you gotta flock to these freebies because they go really fast. They're always super limited. And so people would open our emails and they would click on the link. And yes, you could get affiliate links for companies like Tide and even Walmart and like online stores like Old Navy and things like that. Like, you could always get, there was always affiliate programs for all of these different brands and products and companies. So there was almost always an affiliate link in these emails. So then our emails started to make us money. And that was really when I kind of understood the value of having a really solid email list that I could sell to. And a lot of those strategies that I used many, many years ago for this frugal living couponing website / email community, I use them still today. So those are the things that I'm gonna share with you today all the things that worked for me and all the things to be mindful of when you are building your email list and selling to your email list. Hi Sam. What makeup do you use? Your skin is flawless. Well, this is partly a filter, so thank you Facebook for this. But I swear by this brand called Dermablend for their foundation. Like, my skin is so flawless. Like, it's way more flawless now thanks to the filter. But even with the filter, it's very, very smooth thanks to this. And then I use the Clinique, so what I'm looking for, concealer. So Clinique and bronzer. Clinique bronzer and Clinique concealer and highlighter, and then the Dermablend foundation. I don't use makeup very much, so I forget all the names. Hello, Rachel. Okay, so with email, the first thing we need to accept is that email's not dead, okay? It's not dead. Stop thinking it. It's not dead. We are leaving so much potential, so much money, so many sales on the freaking table when we don't use our email to sell. And a lot of us have an email list that we haven't emailed in days, weeks, months, possibly even ever. And then there's going to be some of you here who don't even have an email list. Your first assignment, get yourself an email list, okay? Just go, start today. And if you have an email list, then what we want to do starting today is to prioritize it. Social media is so important. It's one of the most important things that you can do, but email is incredibly important on its own as well. Both of them are important. But the way that you sell in your emails is going to be slightly different from how you would sell on social media. So if you're always on social media all the time and you're so used to selling on there, then it's going to feel a little bit bizarre to sell on email, because you're going to try to sell the same exact way that you know how to sell on email, on social media, that works for you on social media. But not everything that works on social media works via email, and vice versa, right? Hello, Victoria. I love you too. I email every week, but I never get a sale through it. Well, there could be a million different reasons for that, but we'll go through all the ways for sales here that will work for most people in email, with your email marketing. So the thing with email marketing is the potential reach that you have. When you post on social media, you are competing with millions, maybe billions. I don't know how many people are on social media. A lot of freaking people. Whereas with email, not like, people aren't subscribed to email lists for millions of companies or millions of people, millions of brands. Maybe hundreds, but not millions, and not usually thousands either. That would be insane. So the competition for you to land in someone's inbox and them to actually see your email is actually much higher than the potential for them to see your post on social media. You have a much better chance of them reading your email than you do of them stumbling across your post on social media. This is why it's so powerful. There's like, I think the statistic I read was like by 2023, there's going to be like over half of the population of Earth is going to have email and consume email, read email, send emails. That's 4.3 billion freaking people that you have the potential to tap into. 4.3 billion people by the year 2023. And that's a conservative number. So the potential for email is absolutely massive, but we need to make sure that we approach it in a way that actually makes sense. Because the way you approach social media doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to approach email that way. And the way that you approach email doesn't make sense to approach social media that way. There are some things that you can do the same on both platforms, but the way that you do most things are going to be a lot different or slightly different, but we want to have both. What was that number for? Oh, so that's the number of people that are going to have email, like have access to email and use email, consume email. 4.3 billion people by the year 2023, which is over half of the population of Earth. It's huge. The thing that we need to remember is people want to hear from you. If you have activated your AAA factor, where they are aware of you, they adore you, and they feel assured with you, they trust you, then they want to hear from you. If they didn't want to hear from you, they would click the little unsubscribe link at the bottom of your emails and never hear from you again. But they haven't done that. So we must assume they still desire to hear from us. I don't know about you, but I get kind of sort of annoyed. I think I mentioned this yesterday. Kind of sort of annoyed when the people that I'm subscribed to, whether it's social media or email, don't actually say anything to me. When they don't actually post anything on social media, or they don't actually email me consistently, I start to get kind of annoyed. I'm like, where's my email? I'm waiting for my email. Where is my freaking email? I look forward to these emails. I look forward to emails from the people that I subscribe to. Otherwise, I would not have subscribed in the first place. So we need to get it out of our heads that we're annoying people by emailing them. If they're annoyed by us, they're probably not our people, and they're just going to unsubscribe. If they haven't unsubscribed, they're clearly not annoyed. So we can continue to sell. We can continue to show up. We can continue to email them because they will continue to listen. I made $10,000 in a few hours doing it by accident just by telling my email list in a PS of my next program to buy now, and I didn't even have a sales page or details. That is the freaking vibe. That is what we're going for. We want it to feel easy like that. So let's start with how to get email subscribers, because I know I'm going to get this question. So let's just tick this box off right away. So how you get email subscribers depends. It depends on how you want to get email subscribers. There's a million different ways, just like there's a million different ways that you can get followers on Instagram and fans on Facebook. Like there's so many different ways. What I have found to be the most impactful for me in attracting the right people to my email. I don't want an email list with like hundreds of thousands of people where most of them don't actually give a crap about what I have to say. I desire to have an email list that is full of people who desire to hear from me every day, who want to hear what I have to say. And if that means it's hundreds of thousands of people, amazing. And if that means it's 100 people, amazing. I'm happy either way, as long as the people who are following me are the right people, meaning they get value from my work, they look forward to hearing from me, and they want that connection. And it feels good to them as much as it feels good to me. So the two ways that I have really found to grow your email list. The first one is just free stuff. And this one you've probably heard a million times, and it works. It has worked for a long time. It still works very well. So free things depends on the industry that you're in. Obviously, if you're in the coaching industry, some free things are gonna be like some audio trainings, mini videos, video trainings of some sort. It could be a checklist or a worksheet or a workbook. Could be some type of PDF download where you teach them all the things. It could be a really short mini program, but we're giving something away in exchange for an email address. Now, the important thing about this is that what we are giving away is highly valuable, so valuable that people would pay for it. That is the key, because you can get free stuff anywhere and you don't have to subscribe to an email list to get it. So I'm only going to subscribe to an email list if the thing that is promised to me is so mind-blowing that I'm like, why aren't they charging for this? I would pay money for that. It has to be that big for me to give my email address. People are very protective of their email addresses. So if they give you their email address, then the thing that you gave them in their mind was extremely high value, enough that they would exchange their email address for. So free things, but free things that would be so valuable to your people that they would actually pay for it, but they're getting it for free. So it has to make sense for your audience. I can create a checklist today in like 10 minutes that's like 10 ways, I don't know, my mind went blank. 10 ways to grow your Facebook group, right? Something like that. My people would go crazy over that. I get that question all the time. How do you grow your Facebook group? I want to grow my Facebook group. How do I do that? Here's 10 tips, 10 things that you can do. But if I had a list that I made, a checklist, and it was like 10 things to remember when you're cooking your very first vegan dinner, right? Maybe a few people would be interested in that, I don't know. But most people would be like, why is she sending me this? What is this? No, thank you, I'm not interested, right? Like it has to be stuff that they're actually going to be interested in, and it has to be valuable enough that they would actually pay for it, but they get it for free. And that is the incentive for them to give you their email address. The other thing that I do, and I do this more often than just the free thing, the random free thing, is I do my free masterclasses. My free masterclasses are super high value. Again, so high value that I could charge for them. And what I've actually started to do is charge for them after we go through the free live version. It's packaged and it's sold separately. So people have to pay for it if they don't get to the free one. So it's that valuable that people would actually pay for it. And that means people are much more likely to sign up. Just yesterday, I posted my next masterclass. I do a free masterclass usually every month. And I posted it last night, I think at like 10 p.m. And the last time I checked to see how many people signed up, we were at like 87 people. So 87 people in, I don't know how long that is now. Well, at this point, it's like 12 hours, right? And I know it starts on Tuesday next week. And I know by Tuesday next week, we're going to have multiple hundreds of people signed up for this. That's multiple hundreds of people added to my email list. All from me showing up and saying, hey, I have this thing. I think you would really like it. Here's what it is. Here's the details. Go sign up. And people sign up. I had somebody message me like a second after I posted it yesterday. She's like, oh my God, I was waiting for this. Because I did a little teaser saying it was coming soon. She's like, oh my God, I'm waiting for this. Send me the link, send me the link. It was honestly like I hit publish and then I refreshed the page because somebody had sent me a message. It popped up and then disappeared. I wanted to see what it said. And then it was her message popped up again in addition to that one. And it said, oh my God, send me the link. I've been waiting for this. So immediately I have had people sign up, and I've had people sign up all the time. I still have a bunch of messages I haven't got to yet to respond with the link to go and get in on that. So people get really excited to the point where they're like, instead of take my money, it's take my email, take my email. Here's my email, take it, take it. It's the same as take my money. It has the same value for some people. So masterclasses are an incredible way to grow your email list, number one. But also, number two is to really showcase your expertise. And number three, to sell. My intention for my free masterclasses is to sell. That is the intention. When I create a free masterclass, yes, I am going to teach things. I am going to walk you through something, but I'm also going to sell things. You will not see a free masterclass from me where I don't sell something. The intention is to sell. So when we move people when we have people sign up for this free masterclass, we don't just want to say the masterclass is going to be in this Facebook group. Here's the link, join the Facebook group, because now we've done nothing except grow a Facebook group, but we haven't grown our email list. What I like to do instead is I have people opt into my email list so that I grow my email list, and then I require them to join the Facebook group, because the Facebook group is where the masterclass will take place. Now I'm growing both my email list and Facebook group at the same time. So you're doing two things at once instead of one thing at a time. My groups for the masterclasses are always standalone groups that close after however long the masterclass is, they close. So what I'll do at that point is then I share the link to my free Facebook community that's just always open, and I have people go into that, because obviously this other group is going to close. So I want to keep people connected with me on Facebook, so I'll give them the link to my free Facebook group. If you don't have a free Facebook group, you can direct people just to your Facebook profile and have them send you a friend request, or your Facebook page and have them like your page so they're still connected to you on that platform. So masterclasses and free gifts are the only ways that I personally grow my email list, and I do this every single month. My email list grows by hundreds, if not thousands, every single month, depending on what it is that I'm offering as my freebie to get people on the list. You can also, if you feel like this is something you want to do, you can also do Facebook ads to promote your free thing, whether it's a masterclass or a download of some sort. Like, you can for sure use Facebook ads, and Facebook ads can help you to accelerate the amount of people that opt in. And I've experimented with this myself, and it does work in the sense that a lot more people tend to sign up with a Facebook ad than if I don't use a Facebook ad. But what I've also found in my experience is that the people who sign up tend to not ever buy. Or most people, I should say, not everybody. Most people tend to not ever buy. I find with Facebook ads, a lot of the people who look at Facebook ads and opt into things through Facebook ads are not usually buyers, they're consumers. They just want free things. Again, this is not every single person. There's obviously some people who might opt in and feel a connection and buy from you, absolutely. But in my experience, that number was very low, and it wasn't worth the amount that I was spending on Facebook ads. And plus, I just don't personally enjoy running Facebook ads, so I don't really use them anymore at all. I want the vegan list. I've been vegan for 2 full weeks. I watched that documentary where you talked about, I told you, vegucated, vegucated, vegucated. In case anybody hasn't heard me say it yet, watch vegucated. It's life-changing. It really is. Go to I still have this website up. I don't update it anymore, but there's tons of information there, and there's recipes and stuff. So it's veganinsanity.com. You'll find all sorts of recipes, vegan recipes. There's like tips on where to get your protein, where to get your iron, like how to get all the stuff. Like, I still keep it up. I pay for it, the domain, every year, and the hosting for it every year, because I still go to it. I still go to it to remind myself of things and to get recipes and all that kind of stuff. So that's still there for you. There's your vegan list. You don't even have to opt in, because there's no email subscription for that site anyway. Okay, so now moving on to actually writing these emails that will sell. Yes, veganinsanity.com. So the most important part of your email is your subject line. And the reason that this is the most important part of your email is because without a good subject line, nobody's even going to open your email in the first place. So we have to start with crafting a very catchy, intriguing, desirable subject line so that when somebody reads it, they must open it. They can't not open it. Like they're like, I don't want to open this, but I have to open this. I need to know what this is, right? Or I want this. You may just tell them what it is. So the email subject lines and I've experimented with this for years, since my Mrs. January couponing days, when I had my email list and I started to make money from the email list. I have experimented with this for a very long time. I still do experiments with subject lines, and I still discover new things all the time. So I have found there are at this time, three different types of email subject lines that get a lot of people to open, more than any others that I have personally tried. So the first one is the personalized subject line. The personalized subject line is where you have the person's name in it. And the reason that this does so well with getting people to open is because people feel like it's a one-on-one conversation. Even though I think deep down we know it's probably just a script or something that puts my name in there, and this person didn't take time to write an email exactly to me, they typed out my name. I think deep down we probably all know that if we're in this industry, but we still click on it. We're still much more likely to click on an email that says, Cassie, I have a new free masterclass, than I have a new free masterclass. Like, it's such a tiny difference, but it makes a massive impact in terms of the opens. And I've tried this. I've actually sent that very subject line, and I did both. So I had one was name, I have a new free masterclass, and then another email, which was the same exact email, but different subject line. And the subject line just said, I have a new free masterclass. And the one that had the name got 64% more opens than the one that didn't have the name. 64 freaking percent. It's a tiny difference that makes a huge impact. Huge. So I don't use a name in every single email subject line that I send, only because I think eventually it would start to lose the magic, considering how many emails I send. I tend to send an email a day on average. So if I was doing this every single day, I think, that magic would dissipate over time, and people, like, it wouldn't have as big of an impact, right? So I switch it up with some other subject lines. So another subject line that does very, very well for me is the curiosity invoking subject line. This is where you give a little bit, but not enough for them to really know what you're about to share. So this is going to be something where when they read it, they're like, I need to know. I need to know what this is. I have no clue what she's talking about, but I need to know what she's talking about. So this could be something like, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened. What happened? What just happened? I need to know what just happened, right? It could be something that says, the most incredible thing just manifested in my business today. I can't believe, here's one of my favorite emails. I haven't done this one in a long time, but this one was huge for me. Was, I can't believe she just said that. That was the subject line. I can't believe, no, she just said this. I can't believe she just said this. Come on. You would open that email, right? She said what? Who said what? Who'd she say it to? What'd she say? Like, there's so many questions I need answered here. And that email in particular was actually where a client of mine was complaining about something money-wise, and it was kind of where I gave her a little bit of a loving money smackdown. And I was like, this is a huge conversation. I think I need to share this, because we need to have this conversation more. Like, we need people to understand how money actually works and how our thoughts create our reality around money. That was kind of the whole concept of that email. And I was promoting either a money mindset program or some type of just mindset program. It was something to do with mindset. And that was the subject line. And the emails were almost 100%. It was so freaking crazy how high that one was. So those curiosity invoking subject lines get people to open the email. And that is always the first step. The first step is that there's interest. When we first were creating our tea, our sparkling matcha lemonade tea that we wanted to sell into stores, because we have the powder that we sell online, and then we wanted to have this lemonade that we sell in stores. And the very first thing that I said when we, created this product and were making that move to get it into stores was, how do I get people to just pick up the can? I don't care if they buy it yet. I just want them to pick up the can. And what we decided to do is we had this design where it kind of drew people in. It was dark and bright at the same time, like hints of really bright lime green. And the goal was to get them to pick it up. So we had those dark and the brights that like, it's like, ooh, what's that? And then when they pick up the can, it's like, ooh, all these designs, but the designs that are on there were very faint. So you really had to pay attention. So you had to look at it, you had to spin it around to see everything, which meant they were going to read all of the stuff that was on the can. They were going to read the company name. They were going to read what the product was. They were going to read, you know, the little bullet points that we put on it, which was like refreshing and delicious and energizing and like those types of things. And that was more likely to have them buy because they're like, ooh, this sounds good. This looks good. This sounds good. I want this. Than if they were just walking and kind of scanning the shelves and they're like, I'm going to go with this one that I know, that I always get. I'm going to go with that one. So it's getting people to pick up the product first, right? So it's similar with your email. The emails that you send is we want to get them to open the email first. If they don't open the email, they're not going to buy anything because they're not actually going to read what the email is where you present the offer. Yeah, first step is curiosity. And then another subject line that has done miraculously well for me is the shocking headline. Subject line, not headline. Shocking subject line. This is what like makes their jaws drop, like what the actual F is going on. So I use this a lot personally for numbers. So it's something like, holy crap, just had like my first $73,000 week. Oh my God, just had a $63,000 day. Holy smokes. It's January 2nd and I've made $51,000, or January 1st. It's like the very beginning of the year, like it's January 1st and I just had a $51,000 day. It's shocking. It's like, what did you just do? Right? Or when I quit my couponing Frugal Living website and I sent an email to that list letting them know kind of what was going down, which was that I was transitioning into business coaching, because I had so many people at that point ask me, how do you make money from your blog? How do you make money from your blog? That became my switch, was teaching people how to make money with their blogs before it was fully into business coaching. And with that subject line, it was, I quit. That's it. I quit. So it's a little bit of shocking and curiosity, like, she quit. She quit what? She quit her website? She quit her job? She quit smoking? What'd she quit? What's happening? So that was a big one. And then one I've done in like my coaching business, a shocking one that I've used separate from like the money ones, was I fired my client. I just fired my client. I just refunded my client all the money that she paid me. Those types of subject lines. Because it's shocking. People are like, whoa, why did she do that? How did that happen? We're curious motherfuckers. Like, we need to know. What's going on? I need to know. I need to know all the details. It's shocking. So shocking, curiosity, and personalized. These, for me, have been the top 3 subject lines that get the most opens. There's a ton of others. You can just go and honestly Google it. You'll find dozens, if not hundreds, of potential email subject lines that work very well. And I've played around with almost all of them over the years. And these were the 3 that I have found to have the biggest impact in my business. So the email subject line is where we start. This is one of the most important pieces, is getting them to open the email. Once they've opened the email, this is when the job actually begins, because now we need to get them to stay. There's a lot of people who will teach you how to write really great subject lines to get people to open, but then they open the email and they're like, what is this? This is not what the subject line promised at all. It's like clickbait. Like, this is not what I asked for. This is not what I wanted. And then they'll leave. And then they'll never open an email from you again because they don't trust you now, because you tricked them into opening an email. So we want to make sure that when they open the email, they're just as excited about what's in the email as they were when they read the subject line. Right? They have to want both. So we have to get them excited to continue to read what we've written in our emails. Do you ever just create a post and then share it also as an email, or is your content completely different? So my emails tend to be almost exactly the same as my posts. However, I do switch it up a little bit, and I'm going to go through the things that I'll put mostly in my emails, but I definitely do use a lot of the content that's in a post in an email. Absolutely. But I also send so many different emails that I can't just do that, where it's just my Facebook post that I copy and paste into my email. That would be like one of my emails. But then I'll have other emails that I send that are just for the email list. And this is where a lot of people get kind of nervous, and they're like, I don't want to create extra stuff for my email. I can barely keep up with writing posts on social media. Now you want me to write all these emails? Like, oh my God, when am I going to sleep? I'm never going to have time to do anything else. I promise you, I'm going to make this very easy. My emails that I send to my list take me like 10 minutes a day, right? 10 minutes a day. It's so fast. It's one of the easiest things that I do in my business is actually send my emails. That's why I'm able to send so many. So I definitely don't send more emails than I post. I post on social media more than I send emails, but the posts that I do on social media, I'm not going to share all of those posts in my emails because it would be just way too much. And I like to keep a little bit separate, because if you can get everything via email, every single thing that I post on social media, you can get it via email. Why would I follow you on social media when I can just get it in the emails? And if everything that's in your emails is on social media, again, why would I sign up for your email list when I can just follow you on social media? Like, I'll just pick one. And we want people to follow us in multiple places. We want people to follow us on social media, multiple platforms. We want people to subscribe to our email list. So we do need to have a little bit of difference, a little bit of extra for each piece. But it doesn't have to take a long time to do an email that's separate from a post, that's different from what we would post on social media. So to that point, your emails should be short. Your emails should be short. Now, short is a relative term, I know, but what I have found is the shorter my email, the bigger my sales. The shorter my email, the bigger my sales. I know, it makes no sense. But my emails that are the shortest make me the most money. Whenever I have a really long email, it's not that it doesn't make money, it's just that it doesn't make as much money. And I also notice that people don't really click on the links in those. And I feel like this is because they don't even get to the bottom of the email where I would usually have the link. So now I see that when I have these really short but intentional emails, people click on links more often and people buy. So with your emails, we want to get to the point quickly. On social media, you can spend a little bit more time. And I would also say too, that you do want to do a bit of an experiment here, because this is just what I have found to work for me in my business, is the short emails. So I would actually encourage you to do some long emails and some short emails and see what actually works best for you, because you may find that the long emails actually do really, really well for you. But for me, I found that the short emails do much better. But no matter what you do, you always want to get to the point quickly. If the email is long, you can still get to the point quickly, but then add to it. So getting to the point is, why are you emailing me? That's what we're wondering. When we open an email is, why are you emailing me? What am I going to get out of this? We want to know, what am I going to get out of this? And if that's not clear to us right away, we won't continue reading. we will just delete the email. So we want to get to the point quickly. So if I'm going to write a post an email that's maybe a little bit longer, it's not long, but it's not short, it's like right in the middle. I'm going to lead with something like, let's say I want to sell the 10K in 10 days program. So I might start this email with, oh my gosh, Victoria, personalized. Oh my gosh, Victoria. The 10K in 10 days program starts so soon. I am freaking out. I am in love with this program and all the magic that we create. Last time we ran this program, we made collectively over $500,000. It was magic, and I can't wait to do that again. Here's what I know about making money quickly online. Bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. If you feel called to do this 10K in 10 days program with me and you want to jump in now, we have pre-sale pricing on. It's only $555 right now. The price is going to go up very soon to $777, and eventually full price will be $1,111. Here's the link. Click here, sign up, grab your spot, whatever call to action you want to use. I can't wait to see you in the program if you sign up. I love you. Have an amazing day. Signed, Cassie. Right? So I get to the point at the beginning, which is this program is coming soon and it's amazing and you're probably going to want it. And then I go into the concept of the program, which is making money quickly, and a couple things that I learned about that and facts that I know based on my experience making money very quickly. And then I have my call to action, which is click here, buy now, sign up. So we get to the point very quickly. Why are you emailing me? What do you want? What do you want? Right? When you get a call from somebody, like a telemarketer, and they call you right away, they don't ask you, so, do you want to hear about what I did this morning? Do you want to talk about the weather? It's nice out today, isn't it? It's so nice. Is it sunny where you are? It's sunny here. It's really nice. It's been cold for so long and now it's so sunny. You're like, what do you want? What do you want? Get to the point. Get to the point. So our emails should be succinct. Whether that means it's super short, or it's long, or it's in between, no matter the length, we get to the point quickly. We can elaborate on the point if we want to, but we address the point right away, because that is what is going to be the determining factor for people around whether or not they're going to keep reading. One type of email that I've discovered over the past few months that has done miraculous things for me is the email that is so short, it could be a text. So this would be an email that's like, let's say the subject line is, Cassie, can I ask you a question? That's the subject line. And then the email is, hey Cassie, quick question. Are you a coach? And then they respond and they're like, yeah, I'm a coach. I'm this kind of coach. Or maybe the question could be, what kind of coaching do you do? And they respond, they're like, I'm a business coach. Oh my God, you're a business coach? Guess what? Guess freaking what? I have this program, and this is actually true. I've sent this exact email. I have this program. It's called Business Coaches Making Bank. And it's all about how business coaches in particular can make more money in their business. We actually start next week. Do you want the link for it? They're like, yes, that sounds perfect. Sounds like exactly what I need. Send me the link. So it's a personalized email. It's a super short email. It's an email where people feel compelled to respond because it's such an easy question and they get to talk about themselves, which we all love to do as humans. We love to talk about ourselves. And then if it's a good fit, you can respond with a call to action. So now if somebody had emailed me back and said, you know, I'm a health coach, then I would have another program that I could offer them that wasn't specific. I think I promoted the Relentless Entrepreneur program that I don't have that anymore, which was about how to build a 6-figure online coaching business. So I would direct them to that, be like, this is coming up in X number of weeks or months. Did you want to sign up? Here's the link. So it's a call to action, right? So the intention of these super short emails would be to promote something specific to that person. And that's the thing, is you can tailor each response to whatever the person says. So if somebody came back to me and they said, I'm actually not a coach at all. I said, oh, well, what kind of business do you have? I said, well, I'm a tarot reader. That's amazing. So I have this program, it's called 10K in 10 days. It's designed for anyone who has any kind of online business. And it helps you to bring in like have a rapid cash injection in your business. $10,000 in 10 days or less. We actually start on Friday next week. Did you want the link? So it's like we're just having a conversation, but we're also selling at the same time. That is one of the top emails that results in sales for me to this day. The other one that does very, very well for me is the straight up sales email. The straight up sales email is similar to how you would do like a straight up sales post on social media. It's the same thing with email, which is essentially going into, I have this thing, here's what the thing is, here's how the thing will change your life, here's the call to action. So if I was promoting 10K in 10 days program, I would just send an email and I wouldn't go into a story and I wouldn't give tips and I wouldn't have anything like that. It would just be, hey Cassie, the 10K in 10 days program starts on July 5th. Pre-sale pricing is on now. This program is gonna help you to bring in rapid cash in your business. You're gonna make money so fast, it'll make your head spin. When you see how easy it is to generate fast and consistent money in your business, you're going to be blown away. That's exactly what 10K in 10 days teaches you. And right now, pre-sale pricing is on. This is the lowest price this program will ever be. It will eventually be at full price, $1,111. Right now, it is only $555. We start so soon, and I can't wait to show you how to do this and make magic in your business, make money magic in your business. And then you have a call to action. So it's just, here's this thing, here's why you should buy it, here's how you can buy it. Here's what it is, here's why you should buy it, and here's how you can buy it. These are the top 2 ways that I actually make the most money, the most sales from my email list. These 2. Okay, I have to mention this also. When you are writing your emails, there are certain things that you do that flag your email and put your email into spam so that people don't see it unless they intentionally go and check their spam or their promotions folder. So with your emails, we want to avoid certain things, or limit them at least, because sometimes we can't avoid them completely. So one is images. We don't want to use images if we can get away with it. Images trigger sales for these email service providers. Are like, oh, it's an image, so it's probably a business email. It's a business email, so they're probably gonna sell something. Okay, we're gonna put it in promotions or put it in spam. So we want to avoid images as much as we can. You can experiment, again, use images sometimes, see how they go for you. I have found that whenever I use an image, it ends up in spam more often than it doesn't. So I don't really use images at all in my emails. The other thing we want to avoid is too many links. If you have too many links in your email, again, it flags, like it's a red flag for these email service providers when they say, oh, there's a lot of links. It's probably a brand or a company. They're probably selling something and they're putting the link in there for people to go buy. We're going to put it in promotions, put it in spam. People don't see it. And then the other thing to be mindful of is the trigger words. So there's certain words that these email service providers look for in an email that trigger that red flag of this is probably a sales email, or this is probably a scam, or this is probably not something that people want, right? And they will filter it and they will put it in spam or they will put it in promotions. So I'm not gonna go into the list because there's actually a lot of different words. So you can just Google that where it's like words to avoid in your emails. But it's gonna be things like, if you use the word million, like $1 million, million something, that is a red flag. I've used it a few times to kind of play around with it, and it does tend to end up in spam quite a bit when I use that word. It could be words like make money, fast cash, make money while you sleep, overnight success, lose 10 pounds in 5 minutes, right? So something that it tends to be a lot of things like, it seems like it's too good to be true. So if it seems like it's too good to be true, they're gonna flag it as this is a scam or this is a spam, like they're selling something, right? Even though we know in this world, in this industry in particular, magic happens all the time. You can have $1 million day tomorrow. But if I write an email to you that says, here's how to have $1 million day, or here's the behind the scenes of my $1 million day, you know, my email service provider is gonna be like, she's trying to scam people. That, nobody can make $1 million in a day. Yeah, right, we don't believe this. This is a scam. It's gonna go right to spam. So the trigger words, the images, and the links. 3 very important things to be mindful of. I have found that the more simplistic my emails are, the more likely they are to actually end up in someone's inbox and not their promotion or their spam folder. So how I wanted to really end this with you today is to remind you first and foremost of the power of the email list, because it is huge and it's not to be forgotten. It's not dead, it's still very much alive. And for your homework today, I want you to look at what you currently have for your email list. If you don't have an email list, then your homework is to start an email list. If you do have an email list, then your homework is to look at what you already have. This is like the one and only time I'm going to tell you to actually look at your stats. Look at what's going on behind the scenes. How many email subscribers do you have? How many of those people are actually opening your emails? Go and take a look at the statistics for your last 10 emails that you sent. How many people have actually opened the emails? How many people have responded to the email? How many people have clicked a link if there was a link? How many people have clicked a link in the email? How many people have purchased from clicking that link? So you can put those trackable links in there. So we're gonna just get clear on what's currently going on with your email marketing. And then we're gonna do a little bit of a brainstorm around what kind of emails do I love to receive? And what kind of emails do I tend to buy from? So when you think about the emails that you've received from people that you've purchased programs from or other offers from before, what kind of emails were they? Were they really long and wordy? Did they teach you something? Was it a bunch of testimonials that they shared? Was it just a simple, here's an offer and here's how to buy the offer kind of email? What was it that led you to the sale? Because the way that you love to buy is often how your people love to buy. So that is your homework for today. And just a loving reminder that email is very much alive and you can make a ton of money when you utilize this in your business in a way that's actually very intentional and strategic. How do you come up with so many different offers? My brain never stops. I wish I had advice for that, because I don't. I really don't. It's going and going and going and going and going and going and going. I have too many offers. I have notebooks full of offers. There's too many. It's just my brain. But one thing that you can do if you're feeling creatively stuck and you want to create more offers and you're like, I don't know what to offer. So there's two ways I would approach it. So one is to look at how you currently live your life, the things that you do every day that you kind of take for granted, the things that you think nobody is actually going to care about. Those tend to be the things that people actually care about the most. That's why I actually came up with the journal program. The first time when I had a journaling program called Journal Junkies a few years ago, was I journal every single day of the week. Why have I not taught anybody how to do this? Because I use my journaling to manifest all the time. Why have I not thought to teach this? That was how that came up for me, was I actually just looked at my day. I said, okay, in the mornings, I do this and this and this and this and this. Oh my God, journaling. I forgot about that. I do journaling. And I haven't really talked about journaling. There's the idea for journaling. So I look at my day and all the things that I do in my day and all the things that I'm really good at and all the things that people tend to ask me questions about. And I just get curious and I say, like, how can I turn this into an offer? Could this be a program? Could this be a private coaching package? Could this be a masterclass? Could this be a download? How can I turn this into something? The other thing that I'll do if I ever feel stuck, which is rare, but if I do ever feel stuck, and this can apply to just content as well, not just offers, is I stop trying to come up with an idea. And I go and I do something where I'm in my body. So this could be, I go for a run on the treadmill, or I go for a walk in nature, or I go to the beach, or I just listen to really high vibe music and I dance around. Like, I just get in my body and I do something different than trying to come up with an idea. That's usually when the idea drops in. But anytime that you sit there and you try to force yourself to come up with an idea, there's usually a block and you're like, I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything. I don't know what's going on. So stop thinking, stop trying, and just allow it to come to you naturally. Okay, so I will post the homework for you in the group in a little bit, and I will see you here on Monday for the next module. We have a pretty amazing topic coming up for Monday, so I'm very excited about that. And I will see you there. Thank you for spending time with me today. Thank you for being here. I love you. Have an amazing weekend, and we will talk again next week.